So the first one that started this whole thing, like that, on an album that no one even talks about anymore because they made it all about a beef on Metro Boomin and Future's project. I feel like
Well, nobody talks about it because they dropped another album two
that
weeks
too. It
later.
was bad marketing idea. When I first heard this diss, as a J. Cole fan, my first thought was like, really? He was upset about that line where Cole playfully was like, I'm Muhammad Ali. I feel like LeBron James says he's the best. KD would say he's the best. Steph Curry would say he's the best. I just thought it was like that type of rap. So I was surprised, but there's also that deeper beef that goes back. But what were your first initial reactions?
Go for it, YK.
Uh, I was shocked that it was on Future's album because I guess I didn't pay enough
Yeah.
attention to him and Drake having beef after they just had Wait For You,
Yeah.
after they just had what was the other one? They had two songs on Future's last album. So like, and that wasn't that long ago. So I definitely didn't know Drake and Future had problems. I knew he had problems with Metro. I knew that, but I didn't know he had problems with Future. And I was like real taken back by it because I've been a fan of both of them forever. So I don't know. I guess just Drake. I don't know. As a Drake stan, like I heard that shit and I was like, I guess it's about to happen.
Yeah.
Like it's like I felt like that was what called Drake to go. You know what I mean? Like I don't think that diss is as friendly as people. Cause with Kendrick, everything got 50 meanings. So as simple as that verse sounds, we don't know if he means a million other things in that verse.
That's why it's scary
you know
to
what
go
I mean?
against him. And with that,
I would
that
agree.
thinking.
I would agree.
Yeah,
I would agree.
I don't know. At first, like I was thinking, like I don't know. I was thinking about this while YK was talking. How funny it would be if Future had no idea that was coming, and then he hears the verse and he's like, "This is kind of
good promotion.
it's good promotion." I'm sure Drake will understand. He didn't really say he's having the same argument that we're having.
Yeah.
It's not really like a diss.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, nah, for real.
But yeah, when I heard that, I mean everybody heard the same thing. We were all like, "It's a diss."
Yeah.
I mean he literally played on all of Drake's the first person shooter for all the dogs. It's like he played on all that stuff. So it's obviously like a diss. But given their history and how low key it was, like when Drake, I want to know what Drake felt like when he heard that.
Yeah.
Like for the first time, was he like, "Oh, it's time, and now is the day"?
And
Nah, I don't think so. I don't think
think
Drake
so?
got. I don't think Drake got pumped about that shit
Until
until
Cole responded?
Until the internet. I think the internet the reason for this whole shit because, bro, you got to think like that shit was sneak disses. It wasn't. It was obviously it was direct, but it wasn't like I'm saying names. And if you really listen to it, I felt like he kind of came a little bit. I mean, yeah, he had some bars about the For All the Dogs shit, but he was coming at Cole too.
Yeah.
Like Cole was getting smoked too. Like it wasn't just a friendly.
I also think it was the
Cole
second.
bar.
There was that second album that drops where A$AP Rocky's dissing him too. So I don't think it was just the Kendrick thing that made him respond. It's like, wait, there's like
Yeah,
10,
they made those-
There's like 10 dudes right now, which A$AP Rocky looked
Yeah.
whack as hell for doing that. Like what? You're just like,
They made two albums dissing Drake, and I think that's what made it corny to me. Like I thought those 2 weeks we waited for a response from Drake were just like super corny. Like everybody
was
hopping
jumping
it.
on. Yeah, everybody
it
was jumping on the
weird.
bandwagon. It was like it felt very like
What the fuck is going on for real?
it's just
Yeah.
anybody who did jump in on it. It just you know what I mean. It just felt like it's my turn and I got
Yeah.
all my gang with me, so I don't feel so
I mean,
I feel safe.
it made Drake honestly for a week look like the man because nothing was said about this pedophile
dude,
stuff. It's
yeah.
like, oh, this guy's Thanos. Like they're all going after him.
yeah,
Yeah, they were calling him Thanos. That's
And-
crazy.
and he just I'll let you
I mean,
quiet.
announce the
that
next.
leads
we
us
won't
to
get
the
it.
next song. Also, might be debatably the best song in general, like just from a song perspective. Euphoria. So this was Kendrick's first response, right? First response back where he's actually just addressing Drake. There's no more like Cole and Drake. He does like the whole Pusha T, and this
That's his favorite
Oh,
part. He always says
I
that.
love the Pusha T. I think this could be the best song 'cause it's weird to rank the songs where they're just calling each other predators and stuff. But this could be my favorite song. At first, I didn't love the beat. Is not good. I think that's what you're gonna say, Bluff. I didn't like the beat and the vocal inflections at first. I was like, this is a little too weird. But the more you listen to it, those vocal inflections really get caught in your head.
Yeah, they do. I honestly, I hate that the beat switched, and I hate that he went up tempo, because that first beat, when he was talking to Drake, I said, "Uh-oh, this is about to get real bad." And then the beat got all up tempo, and that's when Kendrick gets in his Kendrick bag, and it's like he really gets unstoppable when he's rapping.
Yeah.
And y'all are welcome for new Kendrick. Y'all are welcome. From the OVO ambassador, y'all are welcome.
Bro, he's
But-
dropped more.
OVO.
Dropped more.
But
2
he
weeks
was
than
rapping
has
his
in
ass
2
off.
years. It's insane.
Dude, I saw a tweet that was so funny. It was just like, this beef is pissing me off because this dude's making these songs in like 3 days and he can't fucking give us an album.
Yeah. And this,
But Euphoria was crazy. He really rapped his
Yeah.
fucking ass
My-
off. I give him
my
that
first reaction to it was like, damn, he's kind of just like reusing old Drake disses where he was saying like bad parent, ghostwriters, like cultural
Yeah, that
appropriation.
was lame.
So at first I was like, which is not like a bad thing to reuse disses because like now we see what happens when you bring new disses in it. It's calling someone a pedophile. But that was my first reaction. I was like, that wasn't like that scathing. But listening to it now, I'm like, it's a good song. It was good.
one. Yes, alright.
But then Kendrick decided to go back to back, which I think he said in Euphoria. I'm about to go back to back or something like that. And he drops.
We'll get back to that.
Yeah, we'll get back.
Yeah.
Back to back.
Which
We'll get
is
back to that.
Kind of crazy.
Yeah.
What I think in terms of disses, it's the worst diss record. Like,
Well, let me introduce
I
it first. 616 in LA, Kendrick's timestamp verse. Now go.
oh, I think I was just talking about.
Oh, you
The
think
last-
Euphoria was the worst diss record
I think
Okay.
Euphoria was the worst
of Kendrick's
diss record. I don't.
of all?
Mainly because of your same points. Like, it didn't.
Recycled.
It was just kind of shit we haven't heard. Like, it's like shit we've heard before, and I think his delivery saved it. Like, in
Yeah,
terms of just
the
like
vocal
making
inflections,
it
yeah.
iconic lines. You know what I mean? What is it? The Braves?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it was
Yeah.
mad funny,
Oh,
and it was like kind of him.
Like the
Yeah. It was kind of like when you're in a group of friends and you have two friends that like kind of don't like each other and they just start like throwing like little like it's like, oh, look, he's so mad. Like,
Is
you know
that
what I
the
mean?
one? Is that the one where he
Crody.
told him where he revoked his pass
I think it's when he was like Crody
at the
and
end of it?
what's cheesing, fam? And like did the whole Canadian accent.
Oh yeah, he did. The
Yeah.
Crody thing.
I that one I think just like whenever I listen to it now, I kind of just like I don't even think about the beef. I'll be honest. I just think of it's just
The
like
song.
kind of like one of those one-off like Baby Keem
Yeah.
and Kendrick tracks.
It
So-
definitely gave me Untitled and Master vibes for sure.
Yeah, a mixture of that and like a
Damn.
morale cut or something like that.
Nah,
But, like,
damn, more damn to me.
well, morale and Baby Keem were like this.
Oh, yeah.
that's the
I
only
don't-
the production. But like, I do think if he stayed on that first beat, it might have been one of the nastiest ones.
Yeah.
Like I almost wish he brought that beat back and reused it for a later disc.
like
like-
how
like what
Drake,
Drake
did,
did, yeah.
Family Matters.
Yeah. But
But
I think it's the worst disc. I don't know.
I would say
I think it's the way.
the next disc, 616 in LA, just because it's not a worse disc that was bad. It's more that I think Kendrick was poking the bear the same way Drake was poking the bear with Taylor Made Freestyle, where he's like, all right, like say something. Like this disc, honestly, the first part of the song is just like a good Kendrick song. He's not even really coming at Drake.
Yeah, he said
Yeah.
off-white Sunseeker in the marina. I buy yachts when I get the fever. Yeah, he was talking.
But
He was talking.
and this is when he's like calling Drake a terrible person. Have you ever thought that OVO is working for me? Which I don't know if that's even
no,
true.
that's the worst diss song of the whole
yeah, like
shit.
that.
All right, you know what's funny is I forgot about that
Yeah,
one.
like because he was just
So maybe
he
that
was just
is, like,
poking the
that
bear.
one.
That was Friday morning, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
That's the one that had all the million,
Yeah, it had like the gloves
million
on the thing.
fucking meanings and
what
shit.
a waste of a sample clearance.
Well, he didn't post it on. That one's not on Apple Music or streaming. That's probably why you forgot
Oh
about
yeah,
it.
that's true.
So yeah, he didn't clear.
Yeah.
But
Right.
they said Drake's uncle
for Al
was
Green.
like the guitarist for Al Green, and that's his uncle on the sample.
Which,
and
I don't know.
This
This is my problem.
This is my problem.
Yeah, like to Kendrick, he's like,
It's-
let's get at his
it's-
uncle. This little small thing. Respect if he does.
This is my
That's crazy.
this
If
is my
he
problem
thinks that.
with this beef, and this is the more I talk about it with you guys. The problem with this beef, and this kind of goes back to my other point in terms of like just like barring out and being a rapper and rap beef. This is like a real beef.
Yeah.
This isn't like a rap beef. They're just rapping because they live in different states and can't talk on the phone. It feels like, you know what I mean? Like because like it's all these like subliminals, and I think this is one of the most like contextual beefs like of all time. It's just like I feel like I'm watching reality TV and then going online afterwards to see if they're actually like fighting in real life too.
I do think too, to your point on that though, is Kendrick has the internet. We all have the internet. And Kendrick has definitely seen everybody, because the internet created the big three. They didn't create the big three. The big three was created way before J. Cole said that shit.
The people choose.
So like Kendrick's been hearing everybody forever say the heart, mind, the soul.
That
Drake
meme,
Drake runs hip hop. J. Cole's the best rapper, and Kendrick's the best at whatever he does.
Albums and the artsy side.
Yeah, and he's probably sat back and listened to that shit like, dog, what the fuck are y'all talking about? I will rip any of these people apart. I've only been asking for it my whole career.
So I think the issue, not the issue, but like he doesn't drop music so much that in our minds we're not like, this guy's so cocky and like wants to be the best and like thinks he's the best. Because if he did, you'd think he would drop more to prove he's the best. So like I think that's what caught me off with the first song. I'm like, wait, he cares that people put him in the big three? I thought he'd be like happy about that.
Well, back to your original point at the beginning of this thing, everybody calls themselves the GOAT.
Yeah.
Back to your J. Cole point, you know, like everybody calls themselves the GOAT. Everybody, I mean, shit, we all make music and shit. You know, we all sit at home. Yeah, we all sit at home and listen to a fucking verse and go, dog, nobody is fucking with me. You know what I mean? Like, until you hear somebody go crazy on something, and then you're like, damn, I got to go back.
It is kind of like it's a hard divide, because it's like you can make the argument he doesn't drop enough to be even considered in GOAT status. We're all doing this shit all year. But that's like the same argument of I'm in the gym all the time and you just come in here and lift fucking 315 out of nowhere because you're corn fed. It's just like, I'm sorry to tell you that, buddy. I'm better than you. It doesn't matter about the work. I'm better.
not saying he's not actually.
It's different when every album is arguably a classic.
Yeah, that's why I'm not saying he's not actually
like
GOAT.
It's different.
I just think from my perspective, he didn't come off as the guy that like cared that he was grouped in, because I thought he would rap.
He always came off like that to me. I don't know.
Because I mean, he just never doesn't make that much music where he talks about it. He doesn't really make cocky raps because he's such a conceptual album maker that you don't really hear him like talk his shit. Like you have in the past, but like not that much. Like obviously there's Control, and even Control. I think
I was about to say something really fucking. I think it's like Drake. I almost said Drake and Josh. Drake and Cole are first-person shooter, and Kendrick's like the school shooter. Like he's just holding that shit inside. He's ready to come out. He's like, "You want to see real guns? I don't play no games."
There was
that's definitely a way to look at it.
I don't like the disses that Kendrick shot at him, where he's like, "You two are just hugging and kissing on stage." Like they were just having like a dope hip hop moment where
I thought that was Jay-Z and Beyonce.
No,
I thought that was an ode to Jay-Z and Beyonce.
He was
like
saying
the only two GOATs, because he's calling them GOATs.
No, he was saying, I think he was paying respect, but I think he's saying like you two are kissing and hugging on stage, like because they just went on tour together. And I just thought, from my hip hop perspective, I just thought that was a cool moment for hip hop that two of the big three made two songs together.
You got a kind heart.
Yeah, and they're going on tour together. Like Kendrick, feel free to join them. That would have been even cooler.
I mean, what didn't? Oh wait, this is probably in the later disc, right? The like wanting the feature.
Yeah.
Like Drake
we found that out. Yeah, we found that out later.
Yeah. Well, okay.
We didn't find that out till like a couple days ago.
So we'll go now.
Like crazy.
30 minutes later, Kendrick Lamar drops what is probably the meanest song to ever be released in history against one person. And who knows who cares if the daughter thing's not true? There's still 3 other verses on that song where YK, you're a father. This man starts a song with Dear Adonis. I am sorry that
I heard Dear Adonis and hit pause and had to walk out the room for a second. After you got to think, bro, because like we was all on stream and shit. We was like really hearing this shit in real time. So like Drake drops and I'm talking cash shit. and I'm up and down, and then they say Kendrick drop, and it's just like, what? It took the whole air out of my chest because it's like, what the fuck is he about to say? And then you see that it's a fucking picture of the glove from
Yeah.
616 out like taken from afar,
With the
and then
bottles
you
of whatever.
start seeing all the shit on it, and you're like, oh shit, and then it drops, and then you're like, and then you hear it's that what I'll
The
say it.
Alchemist.
I think that's probably the best
Yeah,
beat.
I wouldn't
I've
debate
been
it.
posting
Dun,
all my
dun, dun,
videos under
dun, dun.
Alchemist. If I ever get an Alchemist pack, I need it dark like
Yeah.
that. That's the
That's it's most.
hardest.
It's one of the most disgusting sounding beats
It's
I've
because
ever
like
heard.
that
Oh
first
my
part is like
god.
joyful. It's like din 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 din, and then you got the
And then that
meanest pipe.
piano's just so slow and creepy. It's
Yeah.
like
It's
you
like
know
not
you're
too
about to
creepy
go.
that it's not like Halloweeny, but it's just like it's like horror
This.
movie.
But then you hear the voice come in and it's like, "Dear Adonis," like it's
I'm
on
sorry,
some
that
real.
man is your father.
It no,
He
it's like some
It's like he's like
creepy
this.
shit.
he might have started
It's
it.
like
He
he's
looks like he was saying it at the same face that he has on Damn.
Yeah. Well, know what's funny? I
yeah.
think.
It would be like Adonis waking up in his bed in the middle of the night and the boogeyman sitting in
Yeah.
a chair looking at him, and that would
Ugh.
be how
Yeah.
he's talking
Th-
to him. Like
Yeah.
it's
This is obvious, but for a
crazy.
lot of these songs, especially for Not Like Us, just picture Kendrick like he had to record this into a microphone. Like he had to sit there. I assume at least one person's in the room engineering it, and they're because I imagine he has to get into character to like get these voices off and like put a little face on. And just imagine him like in the booth, like, "Dear Adonis, I'm sorry, this
How
man."
cold would it be if he did it like on his own? Like he just sat there, like I'm sitting with my mic
I
right
could see
now.
him
And just
doing
like,
that because, dude, imagine him doing Not Like Us, and he has to record that like 6 9, and he's like going crazy like in the booth.
yeah, dude,
But
yeah, it's nasty, dude. I just didn't. It didn't even feel like I can't even remember bars. It
I
was
didn't feel
just
like we were.
straight.
It didn't
Yeah.
feel like we were meant to hear this. He addresses which I mean, we can go back to the father thing. Like, I imagine all fathers are self conscious about their ability to be a father, and to be told, like, I will be your mentor, insane. And
Yeah, at that point, when I heard that song, I said, "Yeah, I don't need to hear any more disses. Like, shit's about to happen. Like,
yeah,
you're not finna tell, you're not gonna talk to my son, bro, on a record. Are you
and like,
crazy?
And the mom and
does
dad
this
and
go
names.
against like
Yeah, he
Kendrick's
called
like?
them by their
I feel like this goes
names. He
against
didn't
like
say Miss
yeah, he's
Sandra.
a
He
Sam.
said
And I feel like
Sandra, dear
it goes
Sandra.
against like Kendrick's whole like persona of being like wishing peace. And I don't know. This is a crazy. I didn't think like he would take this
I
step.
don't. I think this. I think Meet the Grams is Boogeyman.
It's
I think
insane.
that's the
He's
Boogeyman that everybody's been waiting
he
for.
said, "Dear Dennis, like your son should die. You raised a gambling addict." And I mean, do you think his parents heard this, or do you think Drake texted them like, "Don't, not this one. Don't listen to
Yeah,
this one."
I think the world has
I
heard this.
I think this is like this turned the whole thing into like Kendrick is like
I
the
really don't
Don.
fucking like
Like
you.
he's like he's kind of what's that? There's like this hitman. He's like more like a hitman. Like he's like, hey buddy,
Yeah,
like how you doing? Like he's like he turned into like the dude who's just like I'm super nice. I helped a whole neighborhood, but I've murdered
Yeah, I know
thousands
you
of
mean.
people. But I keep a good face on. And Drake is kind of like the gung ho like intimidation right at your face person
Yeah,
who just like threatens you, but then
yeah,
runs. And then Kendrick is just like the composure, like oh, well, I'll
yeah,
kill them all. If I no, I didn't want to break your
and the
leg.
last line,
You know what I
the
mean?
last line of
yeah.
this song was probably like not the hardest hitting because he said some hard shit. But that last line where he's like, "This is just a lifelong battle with yourself." I was like, "Ooh,
Yeah, that shit took me out.
that's
I
That
like
has to be
real.
one of the best ways to end
That's
it.
real."
I
Because
think
like, what do you say after that? Like, it's
I think the Dear Aubrey part, like, yeah, the Adonis shit is menacing. I do think that diss does get knocked down a little bit because of the fake
If that's true,
info, but
yeah,
I think the Dear Aubrey part, like, if you cut Dear Adonis, Dear Sandra, Dear Dennis out of it, and you just
Dear
play
Aubrey,
the minute and a half of Dear Aubrey, it might be one of the craziest things you can say to another man.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
What?
Like, I'm thinking about it from the perspective of I got an issue with this person. You know what I mean? We're both very high level
Hmm.
figures in the game, and you're talking to me like that?
I
No, we gotta
after
smoke it
the whole
out, bro.
daughter thing, and it goes like din din din. I'm like, wait, there's 2 minutes left of the song. Like, what else is he gonna say?
Yeah.
Dude, well, it turns the beef into not even like it's like someone saying like it's like when you go to the person that you've had so much trouble with the entire time, and then you're just like, you know what, life is gonna fuck you up. I don't even have to
Yeah.
say anything, and that's like the worst thing you could say to someone because after that, any like barking back and stuff like that is just gonna be painted as you're a sick person.
Yeah.
It's just someone who's sick. Like it doesn't even hurt me anymore. I know you're sick. I'm sorry you're sick.
Yeah.
I just see you as a patient.
And this
You know what I
song's
mean?
where he's like, LeBron, stay away. Curry, stay away. Like anyone who loves their family, stay away. It's like, whoa.
And it completely shit on what I think everybody at this point believes was Drake's red button.
Yeah.
Like, it completely took all the air out of the battle. That's what it did. Like, it didn't even make the battle seem like fun anymore. Like, everybody was just kind of like,
Oh.
okay, what the fuck is happening right now?
It's probably the meanest song of all time. It's
I think
he wished him
it's
dead.
up there.
Yeah,
He wished him dead.
yeah.
And then
He talked to his son. He called his son by his son's first
dear
name.
Adonis.
Like, even
I-
Pusha T, like what Pusha T was Story of Adonis, is nowhere near what Meet the Grams
yeah.
is. And I think Kendrick, at this point, has taken every single rap beef, like, of all time,
And
all
put
the
it
rap
into one.
beefs, and put it into this. Like, this is his moment. Like, this is Kendrick's biggest moment of his career. And, like, Kendrick could have lost this battle, and I don't think anybody bats an eye. Like, Kendrick's still going to be Kendrick. It doesn't matter at the end of the day. He never had a rap battle like this before. But the fact that we're now seeing... Because, yeah, we didn't know how it would go. But if everybody before this battle started would have really thought about it, they would have been like, I could see it going maybe away, but Drake is going to... He's going to timestamp. He's going to... rap over the Duppy style shit. Like, he's not gonna do the club records.
Also,
like,
at the time of this recording, this is May 7th, he has not said anything about the allegations put up against him yet. So, like, does this change how people
Because-
I don't think it will, because people don't seem to give a fuck about Kendrick and, like, anything bad he's done. But, I mean, he's being accused of, like, also bad things.
yeah, but this really shows me that, honestly, people don't give a fuck about that
They
shit.
don't.
If we're being honest.
And-
I mean, shit, I watch videos on Twitter every day of people getting beat up.
Facts.
And there's people with laughing emojis under it. So, I
Yeah,
mean, that shit don't, like, it's a crazy angle on the guy that's the guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But, like...
Yeah,
People didn't care about it like that. I thought people would care about it more than people cared about it. I was like, all right, cool, whatever.
But like, also, it comes with the stigma of like everybody assuming because of the integrity of Kendrick that one, they either don't believe it or they believe it happened, but he's grown from that. Like they'll
they think-
constantly make like an
Yeah.
excuse. You know what I mean? Like, well, you can grow from that. You can't really grow from being a pedophile.
Yeah, I mean,
but like at the same
hit him with the worst
at the same
crime
time,
in the world.
yeah, but at the same time, like I think this really showed that like if imagine someone like after this beef going against Kendrick, like they're gonna you can't even they're gonna have to like sweep up their entire
Twitter.
everything
I mean, Metro Boomin
beforehand
showing
because
that.
the dude is gonna. Oh my god!
that guy.
Don't get me started about that. That dude
and
had
his
no
shit
idea.
worse. His shit way
It's
worse.
it's way
and
worse
the
than
whole
Drake's.
and the whole BBL drip. Well, I guess that hasn't come
Yeah.
yet. But
Well, so this song, Kendrick drops the meanest song of all time. And then he's like, fuck it. Let me make a banger that has the same subject matter, but is now being played during the NBA playoffs. It's being played at Dodgers Stadium and
the radio.
and it's a song that's mostly about pedophilia, and he made it a banger. And I'm wow. Kendrick, fuck him up. Wow. Like certified lover boy, certified pedophile. Like the way he said it.
Oh, dude, it's crazy.
insane.
But you know what? You know what's kind of now that I'm thinking about it, that people aren't going to notice this aspect because they're not really going to think about it. But like the integrity of Kendrick, right? He's. It's not like these disses are going directly to Drake in his inbox. Like they're played for the world. Like
Yeah.
obviously he wants to like take down Drake and the idea of Drake and Drake as a whole, but making a banger about pedophilia, like someone being a pedophile, and wanting everybody to just like
Dance to it.
scream that, dance to a song about a
Say
pedophile. Even say it
OVO,
wasn't Drake. Say it
OVO.
wasn't Drake. You know what I mean? Like I understand that, but like it's like if you really think about like the now what it is, like you're gonna have like 14-year-olds saying like A minor for pedophile,
Yeah,
and it's gonna be like a billboard. It's like it's already a
it's
billboard.
insane.
Like you know what I mean? The dude's gonna like pretty practically win a Grammy for a song
He,
about being a
if
pedophile, but
this song
like
will be
you know,
nominated, and which is crazy, but it's gonna be nominated, and it's a song about the biggest rapper. Which also, like, if it's not true, which I don't know, I assume he's not an actual pedophile. Like, what a slant! Like, he can't come back. Like, once you're called one, and people start like joking about it, like, you can't. All you can say is "I'm not one," and hope people believe you.
Yeah, but that's the thing
It's a
too
weird
about
thing.
that "Not Like Us" song is like, that shit.
It's a
I don't know,
bop.
man. I'm not. I've never been a Mustard fan. Like
It's
I've
a
never been a
heartbeat.
Mustard fan, and I don't like the
Oh, you don't like
beat.
the beat? Yeah.
I really don't. I get what it's for, and it's perfect for what it's for. But I'm not a Mustard fan like that. I never really have been. Other than YG, he
Yeah.
smokes shit with
what about
YG. But like,
LMA?
And Roddy Rich. They got
no,
Roddy Rich and him have
get that
bangers.
shit the fuck
Follow.
out of here.
See the new Forgies
No, get
on
that.
a Jeep.
No, no. I hate all that shit. I'm not a Mustard fan at all. I really like what this beef has showed me is like it doesn't matter how much you can help somebody because Drake has helped all these people, bro. Like he has helped everybody that like has been in this battle. Never got their first number one until Drake.
Yeah.
You know, there's so many variables that all go to Drake, and it's like, dog, like I like me. I have a very bad thing with like if I help you with something, and then you go behind me and do some shady shit after I helped you, like I'm never looking at you the
Yeah.
same.
I
And for
I
them all to do it at once, to me, is corny.
I
Like,
I understand like I understand like the way you could sway that view though. Like where it's like it's the same as like the X case, like XXX or something like that, where it's
but
just like
Drake own all they publishing too, and they mad, so I would get it too.
yeah, well, you know what I'm saying? It's just like do you could see it one way. You could see Drake's help with the underground, or do you see it as Drake's just taken from the underground before they could be too poppin',
That's.
and he could just
I think
I
it's a
think
mix.
with
I think it's a
family,
nice mixture of both. I think he's put on for so many artists, but there's also a famous thing of there's so many artists that he's done like remixes to songs to, and you've just never heard about them again. Is that his fault? But like he's helped
no.
Atlanta
Look
artists.
at the
Or like
artists that fall
has he
off.
stole lingo from
I
them?
don't
I
think
don't know.
I don't know. I don't think a lot of the artists that he does do remixes to are really good at all
Yeah.
anyway. But like he knows that you
Yeah,
notice like a lot of the artists he does it like this kind of might play into the and you
but
know
that's the crazy part too. Is like a lot of people jump to the pedophile shit on Not Like Us, but I think that was for like the fans and shit. But like a lot of people are not talking about the
The
third
Atlanta
verse where
part.
he's calling him a calling like he's
Yeah.
calling him a colonizer. Like that is in like and like I've listened to people dissect it and like break it down and like I don't get it. Like I don't get it because I'm not in the fucking industry, but I think Drake has helped way more people, and if you look at most of the people that he's helped are still here if they
Well,
did the right
everyone he
things.
named in that list has not actually come at him besides Future, who didn't really come at him that hard, if anything. So, I mean, he from my perspective of being like 13 at the time, like he put on Migos, like when he made Versace.
Yeah, I was telling
Maybe
my
they were bigger
girl
before.
this shit yesterday. Is
yeah.
none of this shit happened until King Slime got locked up.
Free Thug,
Young
Free
Thug had
Jeffrey.
this shit on lock. He had these rappers on check, which
Imagine what it'd
is
be like if he was out during this beef.
whose
Uh,
side do y'all think he would take?
I mean,
Drake.
because
Because
Kendrick
I'm
doesn't
not
really have
well,
friends.
yeah,
Because Kendrick doesn't really collaborate that much. Like
but also Thug is really close to Metro.
Metro really
like
hates this dude.
really close to
There
Metro.
must be something that really happened between them because he tweeted that.
I wonder what Metro's thinking now.
It's probably like I should shut the fuck
Like-
up and stop saying and stop saying anything.
God damn it!
I
I forgot
think-
the internet works both ways.
I think 10,000. I think 10,000 for to get people to diss Drake is like, it's just trying. You can tell in this battle, like even from the Rick Ross shit, like you can tell in this battle, like who really has lived street shit and who hasn't. Like Metro doesn't strike me as a street dude at all. He's just a producer of the biggest street records.
What does one
like,
do as a producer and when you get beef like that? I guess that's like the smartest thing you can do.
But it's
Who
so
wants
nerdy,
a free
like, it's-
beat? They just diss.
I agree with YK. It's kind
I
of
get
like
it, yeah.
it's just like what I said
It's
before.
oh
about
my
like the-
god, he fucked my bitch. Like Drake was like Lil Wayne, he's a fucking lame, and I bet he was the influence. Like that's that shit that like you can tell who Drake really has problems with by how he by how he talks to people. Like, and you got to think what this is gonna do for not only like these guys moving forward. Like you got to think, fucking where does this leave Khaled? Where does this leave a lot of these alliances or cliques that have
Fucking all
happened
up.
because of the
Cole,
Drake stimulus
low-key,
package?
like
Really?
everyone fucks with Cole because he collaborates with all these artists. So like if he was still involved in this, like I feel like he'd have a lot of people on his side.